When you pick them up. This is my,
Yeah, just go to your app store.
I've never put any yet, so I don't know.
Okay.
I brought the comp plan in as well,
What about
in case we need to.
to the left?
Yeah, because one of them only has one file.
There's the legal.
It's mostly on one, but I needed a little more storage, so I put the extra one on to save money. Because I would have needed to buy a really excessively large
That screen shows up.
USB. So,
Okay, so this is 11.
yep.
Let's go.
I wish I could. I haven't seen you in a long time. How you doing?
I'm doing well. No,
A couple of times when I've seen you out in the yard out there, I count as I've driven by.
I have a hard time identifying traffic.
Well, I didn't identify you until just now when I walked up on you because of the mask. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't recognize right away because of the mask.
How's your wife?
She's doing fine. How's yours?
Fine.
Good.
He's got married.
I think it's bulky. We've been together long enough.
Yeah, I have a hard time remembering people.
I'm catching up to you then.
You've got a long way to go.
I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
They sold. They're gonna build a house behind. And they have to do it behind. That's fine. I don't know. You get send the same thing?
Did you see anything?
I did. I saw about 5.
They don't know when they're gonna get my card. Oh, that's good.
Do you see any? I saw ones off to the right and left, like 30 feet or so. They weren't necessarily like.
He was coming back. And this is
I don't know.
Like,
Everyone that's here, they all know.
nice to meet you, Alex. Jerry.
Jared's gonna try to put this app on my phone.
Can you start? Why not? Nothing changes. No people's here.
It says their average system on the back of it.
Need a pen?
They're trying to fix it like.
If you go on your phone, if you go on your
Yeah,
phone, you
no
have
hurry
an
on
app
it.
store
I would
where
look
you
my
can
papers,
download
but I can't
apps.
get to them. They're gonna have to fire you.
No, I
because
got
that
it.
card- Thank you. Oh, you kidding. I'll take care of it. It's just,
Get things straight. And I do have
Well, while these two gentlemen are standing, if we all please stand for the pledge. allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Okay, this is a public hearing. The Town of Barre residents, the town board of the, I'm sorry, for me to read this, I'm gonna go like this for right now. Town of Barre residents, the town board of the Town of Barre will hold a public hearing on November 18th, 2020 at 6:30 p.m. to discuss changes to the Town of Barre zoning regulations. The proposed changes are as follows: to change the Town of Barre zoning regulations residential 1 district to agricultural residential district to be consistent with the comprehensive master plan, and to expand the general business district. The expansions would include 1, Maple Street going west 1/2 mile, starting at Route 98, both sides of the road. Number 2, Route 98, starting at the existing business district, heading south to Route Road, both sides of the road. Number 3, Route 31A from the intersection of Route 98, beginning at the end of Light Industrial District, west to Eagle Harbor Road. Both sides will be designated at 500 feet from the center of the road. This action will bring the zoning ordinance for the general business district in Barre to what we have proposed in the comprehensive master plan. Now, let you know 2 things. People, please, with a mask, make sure they're on correctly. Everybody does have a mask on, as I can see. Also, you notice we got a camera over here on the table. It's set up right now. We're doing an experiment. I have our IT people looking at it. It's supposed to be on, but according to my computer, it just has the initial picture. It's supposed to kick on at 6:30. The purpose of that is, I got a funny feeling we're going to be shutting down again, which means nobody will be able to enter the town hall. In that case, what we're looking at is we'll have a live feed through YouTube. We're still going to continue with the telephone, as a lot of people are used to, so they have the phone. This will be a live feed through YouTube. I will get, there'll be a notice put out in the paper, and I'll do it in the penny saver as well, so everybody gets to see it. And it'll be on our website. But this will be like for our upcoming board meetings. We got another public hearing coming on up, and that's why we're just experimenting with it tonight to see how well it works and work the bugs out before we actually really need it. So that's why we got the equipment. We got mics. These are compliments of Miss Naka back there. She had purchased them for us, and we were unable to use them before, but now we got a amplifier that we had purchased with a part of the project as well, along with the camera. So that's why this is set up. Like I said, it's just an experiment tonight. That one that you see set up right there, that's the one that Miss Naka runs all the time, that you will see on Know Your Facts USA. So she does the recording on her own for all of our meetings. Okay, with that said, what I have up here for you is, you'll notice an area there, the existing zone areas. If you take a look, and I wish I had a pointer, I realized it this afternoon. Right there under the Z and M in zoning map, it's kind of a salmon color, a soft pinkish color. That's the light industrial area, which is right where, you want me to turn off the other set of lights? Can we be able to see better? I turned off these up here. How's that? That help? Okay. That salmon light pink area is the light industrial area that was set up by the town a long time ago. That's at the corners of 98 and 31A. Then what you see in the kind of greenish color, that is the existing residential 1, R1. The orange area is what originally was the business district. On the east side, it comes down as far as, or just a hair past East Barre Road. On the west side, it comes down to the triangle between Old 98 and 98. So they're offset right there. Now, and everything you see in white is ag residential. So what the proposal is that they spent almost 10 years in redoing the comprehensive plan. That's something I wanted to ask the planning board, because it seems to me they have to review that every 5 years.
Should be reviewed.
Should be reviewed every 5 years. But this is one of the suggestions, recommendations out of the comprehensive plan that we had adopted in 2018, the planning board completed, was to expand the business district area. Also to change all R1, residential 1, to ag residential. So in other words, all that green area, as well as in the business area, correct, will become agricultural residential. Now, down in the bottom, and I don't have it on here, I'd have to scroll up some. Down in the bottom right-hand corner of this map, there is a scale. Before, there was never a depth. How far from the road can a business be set up? That was never defined before. They defined it now as 500 feet. So I used a little scale at the bottom, and 1/10 of a mile, I think if I remember right, is 528 feet. So I used a scale at the bottom, and it was easy doing 98 as well as Maple Street. But if you notice, West Barre Road, I couldn't quite follow the right distance there, but you got the general idea on the south side of West Barre Road. I'm sorry, West Lee Road. So what we have, and I wish I had a pointer, life would be a lot easier, is that all the green would become, as well as the orange, everything, the whole town, would be ag residential, because all the rest of the town is ag residential at this time. The business, like I said before, they had the orange, so now we're saying it's going to be 500 feet from the center of the road. It's a definitive point that you can measure from. So 500 feet on either side of the road, from the center of the road. Going down Maple Street, about a half mile, because there used to be a couple, well, we still got a cold storage building there. A little further down, there used to be a, what kind of plant was it?
That was a, well, it was a.
Pea vinery.
Yeah.
Pea vinery?
Yeah.
But the power is still there, the kind of power that a business would need, the extra.
Three-phase, Sean.
Three-phase, thank you. I'm not an electrician, I don't know all these things. So it's a three-phase, goes further on down. So that's why we're talking about 500, I'm sorry, a half mile down Maple Street. And once again, either side. And then 31A, starting, notice it starts right there at the pink, the salmon light color, going all the way down to Eagle Harbor Road is what the proposal was. Once again, this is what the recommendation was in our comp plan that the planning board put together. Any questions?
I'd like to review the definition of light industrial. What does it mean?
Kirk, can you enlighten us?
Uh,
I got the comp plan right here.
Yeah. Well, if you take notice up across from Keeler's Stone Quarry, Barry Stone, Eric Watson built business there. That would kind of cover a light industrial.
That's not a business?
It is a business.
light industrial means industrial.
She's talking about, yeah, what you have right in the four corners right there. That's light industrial.
Yeah,
And that's what you're planning to expand down 31A.
So I pulled up our code right now, for light industrial district, and that's just the salmon area, that's not, what's being proposed to go down 31A is general business district. So it's not light industrial. Light industrial is gonna maintain the same. So the purpose of the light industrial district is to provide for light manufacturing, assembly, and storage type facilities. And, I think I have,
Okay, I understand.
yeah, so it's a little bit different, than like the business.
Yeah. Again, what is the definition of general business then?
Would that be the definition of general business?
No,
No,
no, it's separate.
yeah.
So the general business district is going to be, the purpose of the general business district is to provide for business establishments serving the needs of the area residents, especially retail and service businesses, as well as to accommodate residential development. Retail business establishments, which are clearly of a neighborhood service character, such as, but not limited to the following: stores selling groceries, meats, baked goods, and other such food items, drugstores and variety stores, stationery, tobacco, and newspaper stores, and confectionery stores, clothing, variety, and general merchandise stores, hardware, appliance, radio, television sales, etc. That's what we have as our definition.
Okay. I have another question.
Go ahead.
How many businesses do not have internet? Because there's no internet from Watson's all the way to Keeler's. No internet, no,
There is, I don't have, if you could pull that up maybe.
Yep.
On our website, there is a map that shows where Spectrum is doing a build-out. And there is on Wesley Road a long stretch
right.
that they are planning on doing, that's supposed to be all installed and up and running by the end of April of 2021.
I've been told that too. I don't know that I believe it. I'm the person.
Yeah,
You know
right
who I
there in
am.
the Gaines Basin right there. Yeah, choo-choo.
Yes,
I remember you guys.
yes. We have no spectrum.
Right, we
And
had
it's
a
a
couple
pain.
of discussions about that.
How can you propose a business area with no internet at this point?
Well, we could, the proposal is there, and I'm sure that with businesses, much like what Keeler did,
They
they were,
paid for it,
they paid for it, right.
right. And
Now,
so
we're
did Watson
still
pay for it.
pushing. We have nobody knocking on the door for businesses at this time, to tell you up front. If you think we're doing this because we got somebody knocking on the door saying they want to put a business out there on 31A, we don't have anybody.
I understand that.
But this is just for the future,
Mhm.
and that's what we're looking at.
But it's also not something that we're, like, it is definitely a concern, definitely an issue, especially with all the COVID stuff and everything being online right now. It makes it very, very challenging. We actually discussed it at our last town board meeting in regards to students who don't have access. And we do have a lot of businesses in our area that don't have broadband capabilities. So I think that you're right, like that is a concern, and that businesses coming into the area would look at that and may walk away if they were even considering it because of the lack of internet. Unfortunately, that's something that we need to continue to push for and continue to lobby and talk to our, people, to other representatives about, and try and see what we can do, and the state, and see what we can get for internet. But I don't think I would be curious to hear your thoughts as to, if we change this to a business district, it would just potentially even be another motivator. Look, we have a business district, we have a main road that doesn't have internet access. We
Right.
need, just another plug for why we need to get that
Right.
internet into our community.
I just want to add to it. I have a unit, the top end unit for T-Mobile Sprint in my house. I just plugged it in today. There is no service, no matter what, for T-Mobile and Sprint. Nothing. You can't have a telephone there or anything.
Yeah, T-Mobile, I've been checking into it. I have Verizon. Verizon,
Yeah, I hear
especially
you
right
right.
here, 2 bars, it's terrible in this town.
We get one.
T-Mobile has nothing in this
Right.
area.
I
I've
think
been
the
checking,
closest
watching them
tower-
for a couple of years, because I thought with a merger, it would increase.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No, there is.
That's
no
why I'm
increase.
looking at AT&T right now. A
Right,
couple of people have told me AT&T has far better service in our area than Verizon does.
yeah, we are
No?
lucky if we get, no.
Okay, then maybe I won't change.
Verizon is the best you can get at this point, and it's sporadic, off and on, off and on,
Yeah.
off and on. And that's the only thing we can use as a hotspot from Verizon. And we have to have antenna off of a telephone pole to pull it in.
I had purchased from Verizon, cost $250, one of those signal boosters. You put it in your house, hook it up to your modem, and I
have
jumped
one.
right to 5 bars. So in my house, I had 5 bars because I kept dropping calls. People were calling me and I'd lose calls.
We do.
So I'm not promoting that you buy one of those and
No,
go to your
I've got
Verizon,
one.
that's your call, but,
Well, we paid for an Omni antenna to pull it in.
yeah.
And it sits, how many feet up, hon? 30 feet? Up in the air, sticking alone, above the trees?
But we are pushing for it. You know, I've been after green light, now they opened up in Buffalo as of this past year. So I've been after green light, there's another company out of Batavia that I've been harping on, as well as Spectrum, and Spectrum's doing this build out that's a number of homes that will be hooked up, but it's still not 100% of the town.
Spectrum is also talking about putting in fiber optic at that point too, when they do run the line. Now, I don't know how they're planning fiber optic.
It's fiber
That's what I was
optic,
told.
they've already started down the southwest part of town,
Is it in ground?
in ground.
So Spectrum is gonna dig in ground all the way down the Niagara Escarpment through those stones.
That's what they're saying. I don't know, maybe they'll put the fiber optic up in the poles right there, but I know they went in the ground up there on Burns Road.
Well, there's not as much stone.
No. Your arm's getting tired.
A little bit, it's all right. If she had more questions, do you have any more questions?
No,
before?
go ahead.
So I guess one question I have building off of what she was saying, are there potential plans for either cell tower expansion or 5G then? Because a lot of people don't have landlines, and a lot of businesses don't even necessarily have landlines.
Good question.
Landlines are no good.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have one.
We don't have
a
That's
landline.
fine.
Like Carrie was saying, the only thing we can do is just keep harping on those powers to be and try and push for it. At this time, no, there isn't anything.
And then I have a couple more questions. So you said there's 3-phase down part of Maple Street.
Yep.
So is there any plans to expand that 3-phase beyond that area for anything else that wants to come in or open in any of those other areas?
Not at this time.
That's a tough deal. If you're gonna use a lot of power,
Right.
they will extend it a certain ways. I know when Valley Shelves put up the new barn, the cable, the lines were not strong enough. So they did come in and starting up on the corner of Maple Street, ran new lines down to that farm.
Yeah.
But they had to promise to use a lot of, but which they
All
are.
right, so the answer is not no, it's just you kind
Yeah.
of got used for it. And then I guess my other question was, I was reading the full plan online and it said something about a mobile home park. Did I misread that? That's entirely possible.
The only mobile home park we have in town is Rice Homes over here. There's 6 or 8 trailers back in there. That's the only mobile home.
Okay,
There's
I thought it
no
said something
plan
about.
at this time of one going in.
Okay, because then I guess that expands my other question is, it looks like the business district would be extending really far. But by keeping it more condensed, wouldn't that make it more walkable for the people that would either live in that general area or for people to park somewhere and walk to all those different businesses to maybe reduce parking, like have one larger parking lot for multiple businesses kind of idea?
That's a very good possibility. Make it like a little plaza kind of an idea you're talking
Sort
about.
of, plazas are ugly, but yes, right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But that is a possibility. Anything's a possibility. We're just
Yeah.
making the opportunity there so that somebody could come in. Every time I've gone to an EDA meeting downtown, the economic development, that are pulling in business, I told them I'm tired of hearing about Medina gets this and Medina gets that. I said, we're only looking for small businesses. We don't want another ethanol plant. Just some small businesses. Can't we get a few of them to come on in here? We're on a busy road that comes right from the thruway straight up to the lake. But nothing yet.
Okay, I ran out of
Maybe this will
questions right
help. We get more internet service, we got the power for them. We might be able to do that. We have water all through there. There is public water in every one of these areas.
You don't have a gas line either, so.
Gas line on 98 only as far as here. That's as far as the gas line goes.
It does go west to 98 up to Barry Stone.
Yes,
Okay.
but I don't think that's available to public, is it? I thought it was just Barry Stone got healed.
I think it's just their.
Yeah, their line alone, they paid for all that.
Okay, I don't know about that. See, Kirk Mathis here is on the planning board. He's been involved with the planning board for decades. You were also on the county, weren't you?
Yes.
So one reason why he's here is he helped with the writing of the new comp plan and everything else, so he's a resource for us tonight.
On the Route 98, on Route 98, would
Yes.
that include that you could put multiple housing areas in if you wanted to build a multiple housing area?
I don't know, I'm gonna refer that to Mr. Mathis.
Have to look in our zoning. We have to look in our zoning, Robin.
Okay.
If you're talking about like a housing tract,
Yes, say like you want to build, it would all be all one floor, but you'd want to put maybe six
Oh, okay.
apartments on there.
kind of like a condo.
Yeah, one floor with 6 apartments. I'm wondering if that would go in that area because it is considered business.
It might even be a Shelley question.
Yeah.
Shelley didn't
We
know.
don't
It's
have
not a
that.
multi-residential?
You know what would help with something like
It
that?
is.
Public
It's
sewer.
residential.
Pardon?
Public sewer would help with something like that, we don't have it.
Yeah, it's not a mandate according to the state though. I called the state on it.
True,
It's
but
not-
it would help, is all he was saying.
Yeah, yeah. The state says you can use septic as long as it's large enough to tank.
That's what they use at Thomas Estates, is the septic systems.
Holy heck.
Holding tank.
Any other questions?
Could they even put
Thank
in a
you, Kurt.
business in that section of 98?
I'm sorry, once again?
Could they put any kind of business hardly at all in 98 that's retail oriented without septic? Like if Crosby's wanted to put a gas station on 98 at the corner here, could they do it?
Sure.
I guess I have kind of one more question, just because I don't know how this really works. Right now, if you didn't live in that business district that already exists, and you wanted to open a business out of your home, is that not something you could do then if you lived in like the white or the green area? Like if you wanted to open a bridal boutique out of the front of your house or something?
You could do that, but you'd have to get a special use permit,
Okay.
bring it from the planning board. Because we have a lot of businesses in town like that.
Yeah. So I guess if that business district is expanded then you could just do that without a special permit then?
No, I think you still need that special use permit, but it's a lot easier to do it in that new zone now. That's what it's set up for.
Did the change of all of this circumference, did that have anything to do with our new wind law? That has something to do
Nothing.
with
This was, like I said, they took almost 10 years to write this up, and we accepted it in 2018, 2 years ago. It had nothing to do with, the wind laws whatsoever, something completely separate.
Knock at the door.
What happened?
I thought somebody was trying.
Any other questions, concerns, recommendations, constructive criticism?
I guess personally, I'm just a little concerned at how far the zone extends, because there's a lot of fields and forests. And I know the plan has gone over, you know, all of those sorts of concerns, but it is one of the reasons that like we moved back to the area, is that it is so rural, that it's so attractive, and so 500 feet is one of those things that sounds like it's both a lot and not a lot, but that just seems really far when that's such a beautiful natural area to drive through, even for being 98.
How long do you remember, Kurt, that this map was set up?
I think that was set up back in 93
Yeah,
when they
So-
did the comprehensive plan back then, joined with Elgin.
So since 93, that orange area was business then, and you can see how far east and west it went. How many businesses since 93 have come along?
Right, and it's not like I don't want businesses in Barre, I don't wanna sound like
Yeah.
a Debbie Downer about it. It just seems like a lot of area for maybe a few businesses to come in, spread out, and take out a lot of those natural resources, which I realize people own that area now, so it'd be at their discretion to probably sell it, but
It's,
it is just a thought.
it's on two major roads.
Yeah,
Maple Street is a county road, not a state road like the other two. But there is a business there, and there was another one there, and it's because of the tree phase, that's the only reason why
Right,
they
and-
considered that.
and I realize the orange area is the pre-existing, I'm kind of talking about everything that's sort of south of that, that's not.
All the way down to Root Road,
Yes.
yeah.
I must be not understanding you, I'm very sorry, but you're saying 500 feet, so here's the middle road, so you can't start to build anything from 500 feet?
No, within that 500
Oh,
feet,
within the 500 feet,
within it, yes.
okay,
back to the 500.
back to,
Thank you.
back to the 500, okay. Thank you.
I think just kind of to clarify too, that like, we do have regulations and like rules in place and stuff, even for like signs and what type of signs businesses can put up to try and not take away from the natural beauty of our community. And that is all like laid out in the zoning. And if a business, this isn't just saying that like, oh, well, if we make these changes, that any business can just come in and can start up. They still have to come in, do an environmental analysis, how much wood are they gonna be removing from the area, what's, is it wetland zone, is it all of these different components? It will make it easier for businesses to come in to specifically these business districts, but they still have to follow a process in order to get approved, and then there will be opportunity for public hearings for each specific business too. So if there's a concern about, how it will impact our community, there will be opportunity to voice those, express those concerns, and make sure that we still maintain the integrity of our community.
Anything else? Okay, then I guess, thank you everyone for coming and expressing your interest. We appreciate it. And if any time you have another question or something, please don't hesitate. Contact us. Okay? Website's got all our phone numbers and everything. Even has my cell number on there, so please, let us know. Okay? Thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy Thanksgiving.
See you, Willie.
I got everybody's COVID. Thank you.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay.